Thanks for tuning in. In the 1960s, quarter-mile time separated the winners from the losers in the hearts and minds of gearheads. In today's episode, we'll review the 11 quickest muscle cars from 1966. Stay tuned and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel as we get into the countdown. Number 11. Buick Skylark Grand Sport 401, 14.92 seconds. In 1966, Buick was eager to compete with the Pontiac GTO, and the perfect car for this mission was the Buick Skylark Grand Sport. It combined the Skylark's lightweight body with a high-powered engine, making it the perfect performance and luxurious vehicle. The Grand Sport version was built on Buick's mid-size 8-body platform. It boasted a sleek, boxy style but had more aerodynamic features than earlier models, as it featured a relatively low-slung profile that helped with airflow at high speeds. Under the hood was the potent 401 V8 engine that was often referred to as the Wildcat 445 because of its impressive torque rating of 445 pound-feet of torque at 2,800 RPMs. The engine also produced 325 horsepower and was mated to a 3-speed manual transmission that helped the car run the quarter mile in 14.92 seconds. Number 10. Ford 427 Fairlane, 14.5 seconds. For 1966, Ford Motors intended to create a lighter, more agile performance car compared to the larger Galaxy that would dominate drag racing and NASCAR. The result was the legendary 66 Ford 427 Fairlane. The 427 Fairlane was the sleeper car of the decade and also one of the rarest, most powerful street-legal models. The car featured a clean, boxy, no-nonsense look with understated styling focused more on performance than flashy aesthetics. In 1966, with the addition of the R-Code, the 390 Thunderbird was replaced with the venerable 427 cubic inch V8. The engine was equipped with performance goodies like forged pistons, high-flow heads, a hot cam, and 2 4-barrel carburetors. This engine was rated at 425 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car run the quarter mile in 14.5 seconds. Number 9. Chevy Malibu SS 396, 14.42 seconds. The 1966 Malibu moved away from Chevrolet's more rigid 3-box design toward the Coke bottle styling that was in style for muscle cars at the time. The car featured GM's 8-body platform, which was shared with other mid-sized GM cars and would eventually become the top rival of the Pontiac GTO, Oldsmobile 442, and Ford Fairlane GT. Under the Malibu's hood was the big block V8 that produced 375 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. The engine's reliability came from its robust construction, including a forged crankshaft, connecting rods, and a 4-barrel carburetor. Chevy engineers knew the big block would sacrifice the car's handling capability, so they equipped it with a performance-tuned suspension system that would handle the weight while still providing a relatively comfortable ride. The engine was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car finish the quarter mile in 14.42 seconds. Number 8. Dodge D-Dart Superstock, 14.33 seconds. The 1966 Dodge D-Dart Superstock was an ultra-rare, highly specialized muscle car. This rare vehicle was developed under the watch of legendary engineers like Tom Hoover, often called the father of the 426 Hemi. To dominate its class, it was equipped with a lightweight body after removing all unnecessary weight and fitting it with a high-performance small-block V8. The car also featured heavy-duty suspension components to handle the stress of hard launches, along with special rear axle gearing to optimize acceleration. Under the hood was the 273 cubic inch V8, producing 275 horsepower and 285 pound-feet of torque. It featured a single 4-barrel carburetor, which allowed for improved fuel delivery, a high lift camshaft modified for greater valve lift, and a high compression ratio of 10.5 to 1. The engine was mated to a 4-speed manual with a Hurst shifter that enabled the car to sprint and finish the quarter mile in 14.33 seconds. Number 7. Ford Fairlane GTA 390, 14.26 seconds. Ford had seen success with the Mustang but wanted to expand its performance offerings in the mid-size segment, competing directly with cars like the Pontiac GTO and Chevy Chevelle SS. So in 1966, Ford's Fairlane GTA could truly be called all new. Totally re-engineered and redesigned, its body lines were less angular and more gracefully contoured than ever before. Styling alterations included stacked headlamps, curved side window glass, and a semi-fastback roofline. The GTA was available as a hardtop, and a convertible was offered for the first time on the Fairlane line. The car's front featured a long hood and a wide horizontal grille flanked by dual headlights that gave it an aggressive, forward-leaning look. Under the hood was a 390 V8, often referred to as the Thunderbird Special because it had been previously used in Ford's full-size and luxury cars. The V8 produced 335 horsepower and 427 pound-feet of torque with the help of a 4-barrel carburetor. It also featured a forged crankshaft and strong connecting rods, which made it more reliable. The Fairlane GTA's 390 was mated to a 3-speed automatic transmission that helped the car sprint and run the quarter mile in 14.26 seconds. Number 6. Dodge Charger 426 Hemi, 14.16 seconds. The 66 Charger was introduced in mid-1966. This time, Dodge aimed to give legendary muscle cars like the Pontiac GTO, Chevy Chevelle, Ford Mustang, and other GM intermediates a run for their money. This Charger was basically a coronet with hidden headlights and a plain full-width tail light panel. The long, sweeping fastback roofline that extended from the top of the windshield to the rear bumper gave the car a streamlined appearance and improved aerodynamic efficiency on the track. This first-generation Charger was not a major hit, but it gained enough popularity to survive to a second generation due to its elephant engine, the legendary Hemi. The Chrysler Mighty 426 Hemi V8 produced an impressive 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. The engine was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car run the quarter mile in an impressive 14.16 seconds. Are you ready for our top 5 fastest quarter-mile cars of 1966? Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, which helps us create more automotive content. Number 5. Pontiac GTO 389 Tri-Power, 14.05 seconds. The 1966 Pontiac GTO 389 Tri-Power was one of the most iconic muscle cars. It combined Pontiac's engineering prowess with aggressive styling and exceptional performance, earning its place in automotive history. The model year also marked the first time the GTO was a standalone model, separate from the Tempest line, reflecting its success and popularity. In fact, some gearheads call it the legend or the great one, and sometimes the grandfather of muscle cars. The 389 V8 with the Tri-Power carburetor setups produced 360 horsepower and 424 pound-feet of torque. The Tri-Power setup provided excellent throttle response and when mated to a 4-speed manual transmission. This combination helped the car finish the quarter mile in 14.05 seconds. Number 4. Shelby Mustang GT350, 14 seconds. In 1966, Carroll Shelby and his Venice crew took the Mustang, put it on a diet, and infused some muscle under its hood. They added some refinements to make the GT350 more practical and comfortable on the street. This car was based on the Ford Mustang fastback body style and featured a fiberglass hood with a functional scoop, side scoops behind the doors, and a unique grille design that all helped to reduce the drag. The Paxton Supercharger option, a special high-performance variant of the already potent Shelby GT350, was available as a dealer-installed option. It featured a 289 cubic inch V8 that produced 395 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. Besides the Paxton Supercharger, the engine had a 4-barrel Holley carburetor with a 10.5:1 compression ratio and was mated to a standard 4-speed manual transmission. The combination helped the car run the quarter mile in 14 seconds. Number 3. Mercury Comet Cyclone GT 390, 13.98 seconds. Though its main focus was on vehicle production, Ford Motor Company didn't lag behind GM for long in the high-performance market. The Cyclone GT ended up providing a mix of power, style, and road prowess. It shared many components with the Ford Fairlane, but it had a unique Mercury touch that helped it stand out among its rivals like the Pontiac GTO, Chevy Chevelle SS, and Ford's own Fairlane GT. The hood had functional air scoops that hinted at the power lying beneath, which was actually the 390 cubic inch V8 engine. This large displacement power plant was shared with many other Ford and Mercury performance cars of the era. The engine produced 335 horsepower and 427 pound-feet of torque and also featured a 4-barrel carburetor, a 10.5:1 compression ratio, and performance-tuned heads. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car sprint and run the quarter mile in 13.98 seconds. Number 2. Plymouth Satellite 426 Hemi, 13.8 seconds. In 1964, the Chrysler Corporation developed the mighty 426 cubic inch Hemi V8, aiming to dominate NASCAR. The Plymouth Belvedere was equipped with this all-new power plant, and remarkably, it obliterated the competition that year. However, the competition's governing body decided to outlaw the engine for the 1965 season since it wasn't used in a production car. Chrysler wanted to use the Hemi again in 1966, so it was forced to make a street version available in its production models that year. The perfect car to get the job done for 1966 was none other than the legendary Satellite 426 Hemi. a trim of the Belvedere. The 1966 Plymouth Satellite 426 Hemi became a serious contender on the streets and at the drag strip. Even though the earlier models had stained Plymouth's reputation, this car played a key role in establishing it as a dominant force in American muscle car culture. Freshly redesigned, the Hemi featured forged pistons, a forged crankshaft, and heavy-duty internals to handle the high compression ratio of 10.25 to 1. The dual 4-barrel carburetors fed the engine with plenty of fuel and air, making it one of the most powerful motors in any production car at the time. The Hemi produced 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque, and was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car run the quarter mile in 13.8 seconds. Number 1. Oldsmobile 442W30, 13.8 seconds. Oldsmobile followed in Plymouth's footsteps and introduced its own high-performance intermediate midway through the 1964 model year. However, in 1966, the division's engineers revised the 400 cubic inch V8 that had been introduced the previous year, giving birth to the 442 Rocket V8. The upgraded engine was rated at 360 horsepower and 444 pound-feet of torque, courtesy of a trio of 2-barrel Rochester 2 GC carburetors. Those who wanted even more power could get the additional W30 option that added a host of performance upgrades, including revised cylinder heads, a hotter cam, and a performance induction system for the Tricarb 400. But despite the extensive upgrades, the W30 400 was still rated at 360 horsepower. But in reality, it was capable of much more. The engine was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped it sprint and record a 13.8-second quarter-mile run. Thanks for watching. Comment below which of these quickest 66 quarter-mile muscle cars is your favorite. Please subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click the like button and hit the bell icon to be notified when we release new content.